With a Friday edition of KNOP's Panhandle Roundup, I'm Victoria Kramer. Authorities in Keith County were looking for injured people and assessing damage left in the wake of the severe weather on the north side of Lake McConaughey. The Sheriff's Department blocked Highway 92, only allowing emergency vehicles into the area. Luckily, there were no reports of injuries after the storm passed. According to News Channel Nebraska, 3 homes in the county were destroyed and multiple power poles were reportedly down, causing homes to lose power. 6 tornadoes were reported by weather services around the lake, the first spotted at 4:58 p.m. southeast of Llewellyn. Baseball-sized hail also fell near Ogallala around 6 p.m., measuring around 3.5 inches in Perkins County around the same time. And a Panhandle man who spent 5 years on the lam on drug and weapons charges has been sentenced to prison. In December, Sean Turner was apprehended in Colorado as he evaded charges after authorities found more than half a pound of methamphetamine as well as nearly 50 guns. In March, the 50-year-old pleaded no contest to amended charges of possession of meth with intent to distribute, possession of a short shotgun, and possession of a machine gun. The Nebraska Rural Radio Association reports that under the plea, authorities are recommending a mandatory minimum sentence of 3 years in prison. However, during this week's court proceedings, Turner was sentenced to 25 years in prison on the meth conviction with 2 concurrent sentences for the weapons convictions. And a trio of housing authorities within Nebraska and Wyoming are among hundreds across the nation receiving Housing Choice Voucher Program funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. In the Panhandle, the Scottsbluff County Housing Authority will receive more than $1.9 million, while the Alliance Housing Authority will receive more than $450,000. The HUD vouchers can be used to provide families flexibility and a wider range of affordable housing options in communities with better schools or access to jobs and other opportunities. And the Nebraska Veterans Cemetery at Alliance will be hosting its annual Memorial Day program this Monday at One Mountain. Nebraska National Guard Adjutant General Craig Strong will be the keynote speaker for the event, and cemetery manager Jim Goodwin will recognize the service members who are interred at NVCA. Additionally, patriotic music will be performed by St. John's Brass, and the Alliance American Legion Post 7 will conduct a rifle salute and play taps. The event is open to the public. Now turning to the weather, here's meteorologist Andre Brooks standing by with a check of what we can expect this Memorial Day weekend.
Well, thank you so much, Victoria. And we are starting our Memorial Day weekend with those very beautiful skies here across the Panhandle, and it's just going to continue throughout the rest of the day. So if you want to do any sort of early Memorial Day weekend plans, this would be the time to do it, folks. And our current temperatures right now are really not too bad, mainly in the 50s and the 60s, and we have 60 degrees here in Scottsbluff, 56 in Gordon, and we have 59 in Alliance and 56 in Kimball. Now, looking at the rest of the day, we're just going to continue to see those temperatures going up into the 60s region-wide, then into the 70s once we get into our peak time heating with mainly sunny skies, and then tonight temperatures will drop on down into the 40s and the 50s with those partly cloudy conditions. And once we get into Saturday and Sunday, we will see those mainly sunny, the partly cloudy skies continuing, and for Memorial Day itself, we will see those temperatures increase into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees with mainly sunny conditions. So Victoria, looks like this Memorial Day weekend is going to be an A+.
Sounds like it. Thank you, Andre. Now turning to statewide news, as the Nebraska Economic Indicator increased in April, designed to predict economic activity 6 months into the future. The indicator rose 0.42% in April. Economic growth expected through fourth quarter of 2024. 3 components improved during April. And now here's a check of the Panhandle sports. We're joined by John Clanton.
Welcome to the Sports Desk. One Gering High School student athlete taking his talents to the collegiate level. Bulldog graduate Jackson Howard is signing to go to Hastings College. He will play basketball. Howard was a 4-sports athlete for G-Town, playing football, basketball, track, and baseball. But basketball was the sport he loves the most, and he's excited to continue on the college level. Now, speaking of basketball, Jackson Howard will be one of many high school graduates from the area showcasing their skills on the basketball court one final time as the annual Panhandle Prep All-Star Basketball Games are set for Scottsbluff High School later tonight. Both the boys and girls games should be very exciting from start to finish. That's all from the sports desk. Everyone have a great weekend and see ya.
Thank you, John. And the Department of Homeland Security is warning artificial intelligence could offer enhanced opportunities to interfere in the 2024 election. In a recent bulletin to state and local officials, DHS cited concerns about AI tools for creating fake video, audio, and other content. Those tools could be exploited by both foreign operatives and domestic extremists. A large-scale attack on the election is less likely. Threat actors might instead try limited operations to create disruptions in key battleground areas. And the Biden-Harris administration is planning to release 1 million barrels of gasoline over the coming weeks. The 42 million gallons of gasoline will come from strategic reserves that are located in Maine and New Jersey. The Energy Department said it will sell the gas in quantities of 100,000 barrels to the highest bidders. That process was structured to maximize its impact on gasoline prices between Memorial Day and Independence Day. Demand for gasoline tends to peak in the summer when more people travel and drive longer distances. Congress mandated the sale in March. Meanwhile, President Biden has canceled another $7.7 billion of student loan debt. This latest round of relief impacts 54,000 borrowers enrolled in the White House's SAVE plan. Nearly 67,000 teachers, nurses, or other public sector workers also saw $5.2 billion forgiven through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. To date, Biden has canceled an average of $35,000 in loans for 4.75 million Americans. Lastly, the Senate voted Tuesday to roll back a new rule increasing efficiency standards for gas furnaces. Back in February, the Energy Department rolled out the new regulation. It requires manufacturers to build furnaces that convert 95% of their fuel to heat. Senator Ted Cruz sponsored the measure to roll that back, saying it would make Americans have to pay thousands of dollars more for furnaces. The measure passed 50 to 45, but it's highly unlikely to stick because President Joe Biden would have to sign it. And that's all we have for today. We'll be off this coming Monday, but remember to join us right back here Tuesday for the Panhandle Roundup as we continue to highlight the news, sports, and weather that matter in the state's vast panhandle. Happy Memorial Day weekend.